How are you doing today?
Fine, thank you, sir. And you?
Okay, I'm fine. I'm doing well. Okay, my name is Edward, and I'm from Green Planet Conservation Initiative. So I am here with my team. We have John here, and Daniel is on his way. So it's an NGO. I hope you can all hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So our organization is an NGO that is into creating awareness on climate change. How many of you have heard of climate change before? Heard of climate change before? Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay. I wouldn't want to waste much of our time, so I want to define some certain terms so that it will help you understand what I am talking about. Now, do you know what weather is?
Yes,
Weather.
sir.
Okay. Okay. Now, weather is a short-time atmospheric condition. When we talk about weather, we're talking about short-time changes that happen in the atmosphere, just like the way the rain falls, the way the sun shines, just like the way the wind blows, the atmospheric pressure of a place. Now, when I talk about weather, we are talking about there are some changes that occur in the atmosphere, like the way rain falls, right? Can you hear me? Or can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Like the way rain falls, the way sun shines in a place over a short-term period of time. We'll say that is weather. That's the weather condition of that place. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So weather, like I said, is a short-term changes in the atmosphere, or you can say short-term atmospheric condition of a place. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And I said there are changes that occur in the atmosphere. In this atmosphere, there are changes that occur in the atmosphere, like the way the sun shines, the way it rains, the way the wind blows, over a short period of time. When it happens like that, we say that's the weather condition of that place. Do you now understand?
Yes, sir.
Now, what then let me also define climate. Now, climate is a long-time weather pattern in a region over a period of time, usually a minimum of 30 years. I hope you're understanding what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I said climate is a long-time weather pattern in a region over a period of time, usually 30 years. When I say long-time weather pattern, I mean I've just explained what weather is, right? Yes. So when that weather situation continues over a long period of time, let's say a minimum of 30 years, we say that's the climate of that environment. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, what then is climate change? You know, I said I'm talking on climate change, right? Yes. But I'm trying to break down some things so that it will help your understanding. What then is climate change? Climate change is a long-time shift in weather pattern or temperature. Now, what I mean by long-time shift is that there has been changes in the weather condition or in the weather pattern of a place. Like the changes from a normal condition to an abnormal condition over a period of time. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
I hope the terms I'm using are not too much for you. But are you understanding the way I'm saying it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I said climate change is a long-time shift in weather pattern or in temperature. And when I'm talking about shift, I'm talking about there are changes that occur in weather pattern over a long period of time. And these changes move from the normal way things are, the normal way, just like the normal way sun shines or the normal way rain falls in a place, and it begins to move to the abnormal way. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
When there's a change from the normal condition, the way it should be, to an abnormal condition in weather pattern, we say there's a climate change. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I will ask you a question, not shouting yes sir. I will ask you a question, so keep your ears, and if you have a question, you can ask me at the end of the day. I hope you're following.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now the climate change that I'm talking about is actually caused by some natural factors. But the factors, some of those natural factors are like the activities of the sun. Like there's something they call volcanic eruption. There's something that, okay, you know volcanic eruption. That's good. That's very good. So some of those ones could be natural causes of climate change. The majority of the activities that causes the climate change is as a result of human activity. Do you understand?
Yes,
As a result of human activity, what we do as human beings. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So majority of the thing that causes climate change is as a result of human activity. What we do as human beings. And what are those things that we do as human beings? Like do you know what deforestation is?
No.
Deforestation. Okay, when we cut down trees, and burn them, when we cut down trees, we're actually doing what we call deforestation. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Trees, when we cut it down, it means that we are carrying out acts of deforestation. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so like cutting down of trees and burning them, that's one of the things that can cause climate change. Then another thing again the major thing that causes the climate change is the burning of what we call fossil fuel. When I talk about fossil fuel, I'm talking about, do you know what crude oil is?
Yes.
Crude oil.
No.
Okay. Okay, crude oil is one of the mineral resources that is mined from the earth.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes,
From
sir.
crude oil, you will get fuel. Do you know what fuel is?
Yes.
Petrol.
Yes.
The one we use in driving our cars. From the crude oil, that's when we get petrol. Do you understand?
Yes.
From crude oil, we get kerosene. Do you know what kerosene is, right?
Yes, sir.
From crude oil, we also get diesel. You know, these are big trucks, big
Yes.
lorries.
Yes.
They don't use fuel, they use what we call diesel. Are you following?
Yes.
So from crude oil, you also get gas, cooking gas.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So when I talk about crude oil, that's where crude oil is the main thing, where is the main substance where you get all these components from. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So one of the things that causes the climate change is the burning of this crude oil, product of crude oil. No, I said burning of tree one. Then another thing again that causes is the burning of crude oil, product of crude oil. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
When we burn fuel, when we drive car, the car, when we start it and the engine starts, there's something we call combustion. The fuel goes into the fuel chamber and burns. When it burns, it releases gas into the atmosphere. Do you understand? So when you go to when you see a car, there's something that they call the exhaust pipe, right? So there's some smoke and some gases that comes out from there. Do you understand? Those gases that are being released from that exhaust, it's being released into the atmosphere. Do you understand? And when it's released into the atmosphere, it causes it's actually goes into the atmosphere and causes a lot of harmful effects into the atmosphere. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
So I said the things that causes climate change. One is deforestation. That's cutting down of trees, right? And burning them. Then another thing again is the burning of crude oil. I use fossil fuel when I was trying to explain. I use fossil fuel, but I know most of you will not understand it. So the fossil fuel I'm talking about is that crude oil. Do you understand?
Yes.
Crude oil. Then when we burn some of this crude oil, it also produces what we call, it releases carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Do you understand? It releases carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. It also releases what we call, there's a gas we call methane. Do you understand? It releases those things into the atmosphere. Now, what does that really do? When those gases are being released into the atmosphere, they go into the atmosphere and form what we call greenhouse gases. Do you understand? Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
What is greenhouse gas?
Okay, now that's what I'm coming to. Now I mentioned carbon dioxide, right?
Yeah.
So when we burn fuel, it releases releases gas into the atmosphere, right? One of the gases that it releases is called carbon dioxide. You understand?
Yes.
Now, greenhouse gases are gases that when they are released into the atmosphere, they tend to form like a blanket over the atmosphere.
Yes.
Like a blanket
Yes.
over the atmosphere. So when it forms a blanket in the atmosphere, what it does is that the heat from the sun, it allows the heat, those gases, those greenhouse gases, they allow the heat from the sun to enter the earth, to enter the atmosphere, but they will not allow the heat to escape. Do you understand?
Yes.
So what it means is that it makes the atmosphere hotter. You understand?
Yes.
It makes the atmosphere hotter. Thereby causing what we call global warming. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Okay. He asked you a question. He said, what is a greenhouse gas? Or what are greenhouse gases? And now said greenhouse gases are those gases that tend to
Look at that body.
they tend to trap the heat from the sun. Are you following? I said greenhouse gases are gases that tend to trap the heat from the sun from escaping out of the atmosphere. Do you now understand it?
Yes.
And one of those greenhouse gases is carbon dioxide. Do you understand?
Yes.
Another one is methane. Methane, there's a gas they call methane. I don't know, maybe some of you, this comes from there's a gas they call methane. Do you understand?
Yes.
There's another one they call fluorinated gas. Do you understand? All these are gases that form the greenhouse gases. Do you understand?
Yes,
Are you
sir.
following?
Yes, sir.
So now, like I said those greenhouse gases, they tend to cage the heat from the sun. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, now, maybe I'll give you an example. When you get a candle, do you know what candle is?
Yes, sir.
When you get a candle and you get a glass cup, you get a glass cup, right? And you light up the candle. When you light up the candle and you cover it, you cover the candle with the glass cup. In that environment, environment the candle is, something will happen. The air within that place will get hot. Do you understand? Because there's no way. Yes, there's no way those. Now what happens is that as you cover the candle burns, generates heat, right? There's no way those heat will escape because of the glass. Yes, because of the glass cup that is there. Do you understand?
Yes.
So what happens to the atmosphere there is that the atmosphere becomes hot. Do you understand? So now what those greenhouse gases does is that those greenhouse gases act like that glass cup. Do you understand? They act like the glass cup whereby heat that is being transmitted from the sun to the atmosphere cannot escape because of that covering of greenhouse gases. Do you understand?
Yes.
You now understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, because of this warming of the atmosphere, the thing is really giving concerns around the world on what to do in order to reduce the way the global warming is taking place. You know, I said when the atmosphere becomes hotter than the normal temperature, that's now what we call global warming. Do you understand? Because of the heat that is coming from the sun. Are you understanding what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. Because of the heat that is coming from the sun that cannot escape, it causes the atmosphere to warm, causing what we call global warming. Do you understand?
Yes.
And now research has been able to establish that because of our activities now, the atmosphere is getting hotter than usual. Do you understand? It's getting hotter than usual, than the way it should be. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
So now, and it's giving concerns because once the atmosphere gets hot like that, there are some effects that follows it. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Now, these changes that occur in the atmosphere, like I said, that we call climate change. There are things that they cause. There are effects that they come with. Are you following?
Yes.
There are things that they cause. One of the things that they cause is that they cause what we call drought. Now, scarcity of water. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
When there are no rainfalls, no water, that's drought. And that could be as a result of the climate change. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Then there's another thing again that it causes. It can also cause flooding. You know what flooding is?
Yes.
Yeah. So climate change also causes flooding. Flooding, yes. Now, how that happens is that, you know, when the sun hits the sea, are you hearing me?
Yes.
When the sun hits the sea,
Evaporate.
yes, it evaporates. It evaporates. Now, before it evaporates, the temperature of the water gets hot. You understand?
Yes,
And it causes a rise in the sea level. You understand?
Yes.
So, climate change actually causes a rise in the sea level. And when when the heat continues and rain falls, what it does now is that it causes the rain, it causes the sea to overflow out of its bank, thereby causing this flooding. You understand? Now, another thing again that the climate change causes is that it causes faster spread of diseases. Do you understand? When the atmosphere is hot, disease is going to spread faster. Do you understand? Are you following?
Yes, sir.
I said when the atmosphere gets hot, diseases tend to spread faster. And those that are vulnerable, like the elderly, the younger ones, might actually fall victims to it. Do you understand? Then, you know, when we also have flooding, it also causes displacement, right? When I say displacement, I mean you moving out of your location where you live. You know, if your place is flooded, you have to move from where you live to a place that is not flooded, right? So it causes displacement, rather. So now, another thing again that the climate change causes is that it causes what we call there's a place in the earth here where we call the polar region. That place is made up of ice. Polar region is made up of ice. For some of you that watch movies, you see sometimes on the sea, you see a place on the seas, just ice. Everywhere is ice. Now, as a result of climate change, those ice are melting. You understand?
Yes.
Those ice are melting. And naturally, the way God created those areas that they will continue to maintain that's the ice status, that's the ice position. You understand? So those ice are melting as a result of climate change. Then the aquatic animal, you know what aquatic animal is?
Yes.
There are some species, yes, they live in water. Now, as a result of climate change, a lot of them have been affected and dying unnecessarily. Do you understand? As a result of climate change. Are you following?
Yes.
Now, what then do we do to cut down or to reduce the effect of this climate change? We as an organization, one of the things we do is that we create awareness. And apart from creating awareness, we also encourage and support tree planting, tree flower planting, other form of vegetation. We encourage people to do that, to plant. And sometimes we as an organization, we also go to schools and help them to plant trees and flowers. Now, what does it do? When we talk about trees, flowers, I know you've seen trees and flowers before. But I came so that you can still, this is a practical aspect of it. This is an example of a tree. Do you understand? When I was talking about gases being released into the atmosphere, I talked about carbon dioxide, right?
Yes.
Now, what does this tree do to reduce climate change? When you plant a tree or a flower or any form of vegetation, what they do is that, human beings taking oxygen, right?
Yes.
And release carbon dioxide. Yes. Now, what trees does is that tree actually absorb carbon dioxide. They absorb carbon dioxide through a process of photosynthesis. Yes. They absorb carbon dioxide through a process of photosynthesis and release oxygen. Do you understand?
Yes,
So when you plant a tree like this, it tends to absorb those gases in the air, those carbon dioxide, carbon in the air. When it absorbs it, it now releases carbon, it now releases oxygen for us. Do you understand? Are you following? Yes. Do you understand what I'm saying now? And so we as an organization will encourage tree planting because it tends to help to mitigate the effect of the climate change. Do you understand? So another thing again that can be done to reduce the effect of climate change is that a lot of a lot of countries now advocating. They are advocating the use of advocating the move away from use of fossil fuel. I explain what fossil fuel is, right? Are you following?
Yes, sir.
I explain what fossil fuel is, right? I say fuel they are gotten from crude oil, right?
Yes.
Then there's another thing again. Not only crude oil, there's also coal. How many of you have heard of coal before? Coal, they also mine it from the ground. That's another source of fossil fuel. Do you understand? They used to use it to power the train those days. Do you understand? I know most of you don't know that. So, the fossil fuel, one of the things that they are actually advocating for, so that we can have a better climate, is that we move away from the use of fossil fuel to the use of renewable energy. How many of you know what renewable energy is? Okay, renewable energies are energies that are gotten from natural sources, just like the sun. You understand? From the sun, you get what we call solar energy, right? Then from the wind, you can also get energy from the wind. You can also get from the water. Do you understand? All these are sources of renewable energy. So a lot of countries now are moving away from the use of fossil fuel to the use of renewable energy. Like if you go to Western nations, do you understand? Like countries like America, UK and all that, they have started producing cars that don't use fuel. Do you understand? They started producing cars that don't use fuel, that don't use petrol. Do you understand? Some of those cars use electricity, solar. Do you understand? Are you following?
Yes.
So these are some of the ways that you can reduce the use of can reduce the effect of climate change. Then another thing again is that there's also an appeal to some of these companies, some companies that produce that release a lot of chemicals into the air. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Now, there's an appeal to some companies that release carbon. They release a lot of carbon into the atmosphere. There's an appeal for them to cut down on the release of their carbon into the atmosphere. Like if you go to the south where they refine crude oil, there's a lot of carbon being released into the atmosphere. So one of the ways that we can reduce the effect of this climate change is to cut down on the release of our carbon emissions. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I'll ask you a question.
Yes.
I'll ask you a question. And you answer my question on this. I talked about weather. Who can tell me what weather is? Okay.
Weather is the condition of atmosphere.
Okay. They tried, okay. Okay. Who can explain what climate is? Okay. Susan? Okay, yes. Long weather period, right? Okay. Is it a long period of time for? Okay. Okay. Now what? Climate change is what? I tried too much. I couldn't take. I said people should be listening, right? So those ones that are listening, that are answering my question, I'll be giving them something. I mentioned greenhouse gases. You can explain what? Give me an example. Just an example. Greenhouse gases. I mentioned I've been talking about this. Yes. Tell me one. Tell me an example. Okay. So, okay, huh? Huh? I don't understand. You answered plenty, man. Just wait on answer to me. I need people that have no answer. Okay.
Green gas is burning trees.
So when you burn trees, the gases are being released into the atmosphere. And those gases, only an example. That's what I need, an example of one. I mentioned one. Yes. Sure, you want to talk to Chef? One of the example of gas, the gas I mentioned. Huh?
They say listen, you don't listen to now.
I said maintain, not maintenance. Okay. What? Okay, who can explain what deforestation means? Okay.
The cutting of trees.
Come on, take explain.
I told you should be
Okay. None of you've not been able to explain.
I told you.
You've not been able to give an example of the greenhouse gases.
I was telling you.
No, if you want to talk, don't raise up your hand. Don't shout. Okay. There's one of this thing I mentioned.
Hey!
No.
Hey, hello! Hey! Go back to your line.
Don't speak. I know. Please answer now. You know I said you have to talk. Okay, now, keep quiet. Just quiet. If you want to talk, just raise up your hand. Okay, who can tell me what are the effects of climate change? What does
Hey! Keep quiet.
Okay, you answer. Huh?
You see, you don't even know it. You just need Yeah.
Is that? No, go back. I want. Go back. I said if you answer my question, I will give you. Huh? Hey, so give me one of the effects of climate change.
You know the answer.
So what's the climate change? What does it cause? What are the effects? Huh? Or are you raising your hand? The effects of the climate change. Okay, you're still thinking. No, I said what are the effects? Very good, excellent. And you people are listening.
Don't the grass again.
Keep quiet. Give me an example of the effect of what? Just let me give her. I know she's trying to explain what I said. That's not the effect.
Go back.
No, you've answered.
Go back.
Huh? Okay. Just raise up your hand if you want to talk. I mentioned so many things. Okay, you know what happened? Hey! Don't worry, don't worry. I have to go back, go back. Look at the camera.
It's the same thing. Collect this thing.
So,
And the one to collect, just collect.
so if I'm coming, I'll come with plenty gifts. But you have to pay attention. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
And pay attention to whatever I'm saying. You understand? So that we'll be able to get the gift from you. Do you understand? So thank you all.
Clap for our uncle.